Opted out the whole season.
That's what we did, I talked about this morning.
Okay, it's 7 o'clock. We do have a quorum. I'm gonna call this meeting to order. Roll call. John's here. Garrett's here. Greg. Clint. Statement of the open meeting law.
I read the signed statement of the meeting.
I did that in the back. Chris Richardson from Jody Hall and General Contractors LLC, speak on bond updates.
Thank you. Well, I'm just, I won't take up much of your time here. We just do a little closeout here to talk about the job and maybe. In front of you is just a little closeout of our original budget back in August of 18. That seems like a lifetime ago. Was $8,277,562, and after we took bids, it was $8,173,96. Was that? We started in December of 18. I was thinking about that this morning. We awarded the job. I mean, obviously we awarded after August 18. Was it? You remember? What month we awarded?
We awarded in November.
Yeah, that's what.
Well, I know we started physically in December,
Yeah.
but we awarded before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't remember the exact month. Anyway, so after we set our budget, after we took bids, we had a savings of $107,166. And then we didn't spend contingency, and you got back part of our fee, which was a total savings of $11,317, for a total savings of that $118,483. The whole purpose of this document is, this is based on what we show on paper. None of my business what you got in the bank, but I'm proud of the fact that this was an 18-month job, tough job, and we were under budget out of the gate, and a lot of that is Mr. Klein and Gabe, heck of a lot more credit than me. These two deserve the credit of being saved. So, and that's the truth. You know, you guys go back and look. I know it costs you a lot of money. Everything costs money. But you just take an overall review of the entire job and what you got. You got a heck of a lot more job than what was originally designed on paper. Yes, I'm partial about it because I'm proud of it, but that's factual, guys. Nobody, I mean, everybody in this room would remember the tough summer deadline of the day before, I might add, getting into the field house. I have to pick on him if he's here, at least. But, you know, re-roofing the whole campus, air conditioning, you guys know the job. We don't need to go through it, but my whole point is there's a lot of work done that was above and beyond what was on the plans. Yes, it cost you money, but I mean, I'm proud of it. I hope you guys are. Crap, think about this room you're in. You guys remember what this place used to look like?
Oh, wow.
Talk about needing some love.
Yeah.
So, but you were able to utilize the space, and look at what you got now that'll last you 50 years, I'd say. So, any questions about this? I'll quit talking. You guys got better things to be talking about than listening to me. So, thoughts or concerns? We really appreciate the work. Mean that. Scott and Gabe, I think, got along. Hope they did.
Most part.
He's still answering my calls. So. For now.
Yeah.
I was hoping that we'd have a good rain on the roof. I told Klein a couple of weeks ago, I said, it'll pour down rain the night before your board meeting, Monday morning, you'll have 6 roof leaks. That's what's gonna happen. So, fortunately, I guess you didn't get any rain. I don't know. Y'all get much rain this week?
We got some.
Not enough to,
Well, we are rain.
Slow rain.
Slow
Slow
rain.
rain.
anyway, we're not going anywhere, so you guys know if you do have a roof leak. He's calling Gabe, not me, but that's fine. So, anyway. But in all seriousness, we appreciate the work, guys. And it was a good job, tough job, but anyway. What else?
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Anybody want to go to gun?
Nope.
That was a quick response. Do what, sir?
Where you get there.
I'm hoping they close the road and I can't go. Would hurt my feelings.
Nice caravan.
Yeah. Carpool. So, anyway.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, y'all have a good week.
You too.
Thank you. Need that.
Make sure you take plenty of pictures on your way to Ghana.
What?
Take plenty of pictures on your way to Ghana. You don't want to miss that
You
scene.
can take one and they'd all look the same.
Yeah.
See y'all.
Okay, all the following items will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of discussion and consideration and approval of the following items 5A through 5J.
Make a motion to approve.
Second, Eric motion, John second, I vote yes.
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 Vote to approve or not to approve that, never mind, we didn't get our estimate needs, we don't need to do that one. Other reports, principal report.
We've made it through the first month already, which is crazy, and I'm really proud of the teachers and the students because of the resilience through all the changes that we've made. They've become more routine now. September 4th was our first virtual learning day, and we had a test run the Wednesday before that Friday. Each of the teachers assigned a homework assignment from 1st through 6th to practice on Google Classroom. And so we had a better idea Thursday morning of some of the capabilities of the students at home. We found some bumps. Teachers commented about CAMI extension and some of the curriculum that we have not loading on the virtual platform. And then we did send out a survey to parents, and from that survey, we had that CAMI extension, turning the work back in from home, was a little bit different than what they were used to in the classroom. Having Google Meets closer together because of conflicts with either parents working or other siblings having a meet at the same time. And they also noted that have more practice in the classroom on some of the apps. Those were some of the comments that came back. And the purpose that we have of these learning days are to practice in case we did have to go virtually. So we had some good insight from those and things that we need to improve on. The Rail Club for August had 63 members. Kudos are given on Fridays, and any staff member can fill out a kudos. It's a little paper that recognizes students if they've been caught doing something above and beyond. And I just have to say we have some awesome kids doing great things. The Woods County Enterprise is featuring 2 elementary students a week in a Railroader Spotlight. It's just to give the community, some of the kids that we have in school, some looks at who they are. Our elementary football kicked off with 2 home games. We had 1 win and 1 loss. And then we're also starting a teacher highlight on our Facebook page. And Anna has, last week it was over Miss Harris, that's our kindergarten teacher. And then the words for the week for Hallway Huddle have been attitude, effort, and patriotism. And we discussed September 11th on Friday as well. So that's sort of a recap of what we've, it's been crazy for sure.
All right. So I have the feedback here of the virtual day, the survey that was sent out, which I was pretty pleased with the feedback. I mean, it made me feel a lot better afterwards, looking back on the day. Of the people that responded, there were 16 responses so far. And all of them said they were able to easily access whatever we were using. Google for high school is what we were using. So easy to access, didn't have any problems accessing it. One that I really was proud of was that was the communication with the teachers, with the school during that day, and everyone said that it was either agree or strongly agree that the communication was good, or the ability to communicate during the school day was good. So
those 16 responses, are those just for high school or that?
That's across the board, yeah. So anyways, like you said, that was September 4th. We got one coming up again in October the 9th or something like that. So FFA this past weekend at the county show, the county fair, had some kids up there that did pretty well, had some nice success. FFA recently finished up the blue and gold sales last week, had an ice cream social yesterday afternoon, grab and go drive-through style ice cream social, and then the Tulsa show is coming up later in October. Like she talked about football, obviously, we've had 2 games so far, high school, junior high and high school. The season's going really well. Homecoming is this week, this Friday, we play Ringwood. Homecoming starts at 5:45. Softball, it's kind of on the downhill slide here. The 24th is districts, go to Leedy for districts. Senior night's next Tuesday here. Then parent-teacher conferences will be before our next board meeting in October 6th and 8th. And then this Wednesday, we're starting our guidance day again. We condense the schedule to about 40 to 45 minutes for each class, and then it opens up an hour in the afternoon where we work on post-secondary planning, post-secondary opportunities, our ICAP, and then we do some ACT prep in there as well. Hosted the ACT this Saturday. Mrs. Burrow actually helps, so she could probably speak better to that, but it went well. The national ACT. We're going to do a district ACT in October where it's just going to be our students. Our juniors and seniors are going to be taking that. Not every one of them, but the majority of them are going to take that. Along with the ACT, that's going to be our career and college and career readiness assessment for our juniors or for our school. We do that every year. That's one of the 2 options really that colleges are looking at still. At this point, the other option would be the SAT, but regionally, the ACT is what our universities are using, colleges and universities in the area. So we have selected that as our career and college assessment this year. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Smith and Mr. Burrows. Superintendent report.
Okay, looking at our finances, starting off in general fund, you can see our expenditures are up right now for the year. Again, like we talked about last month, our insurance is higher, and then we have over $20,000 more in expenditures for cleaning supply. But previously, we bought that throughout the year. This year, due to shortages, we tried to buy the whole year's worth up front. So there's a little upfront cost there, but yeah, it should even out. As far as our revenue, as you can see, we're down on the year, $60,000. Again, that is basically due to gross production being down. That's basically what we've lost in gross production. Obviously, we haven't started collecting that award money yet. Looking at our building fund, we don't have any expenditures, and our revenue is virtually the same as well. If you flip it over to the back, that is where I put our child nutrition. And I've also added another section there for daycare so we can keep track of that. Child nutrition, as you can see right now, showing our expenditures versus our revenue, we're losing money. But one of the positive things, I don't know if you guys have heard yet, but we did put out there that we were approved for the seamless summer option, and that goes through December 31st, or if they run out of money before that, till that money runs out, which basically means that all of our students will be like a free student, so we'll get reimbursed on that level like we did during the summer. So now when we went to our break due to the pandemic, so that probably will help our child nutrition budget. Hopefully break even or get close to it this year. Again, as you can see in our daycare right now, what we've spent on the year is $16,000, and what we have collected is $4,900. So we are in the hole right now in the daycare. I do expect to lose money in there, so we're just hoping to kind of reduce what we are losing there. I did give you another sheet that I kind of want to focus on today a little bit. A lot of this is me estimating what our losses are going to be, but I kind of wanted to put this out for you guys to see what I'm talking about. if we just start going through here, we can break it down Woods, Major, and Woodward County. That's where we collect all of our money. Obviously, for Woods County, our total valuation for Woods County is down $2 million. And that's valuation, that's not money. So I equated that to money right below that, where that's an 81,000 loss, and that's an 11,000 loss in our building fund. And that's money we won't get back. But the real worry part for me is the valuations that are in the protest. Got my T there. We got $14,440,000 protested in Woods County. What does that mean for us? Well, in dollars, if you look at our general fund, that means we have $543,529 out of our general fund tied up in a protest. That doesn't mean we lost that amount, but it could be in protest for 3 years. We don't really know. And, you know, are we gonna settle? Are we gonna get the full amount? I mean, obviously, it's somewhere in between. Rather than, I don't see us losing all that, but we do have a couple companies that have protested. One protested 88% of their value, another one 81% of their value, so it's kind of ridiculous to me, but again, that ties up our money. So you can look at every county, but if you flip it over to the back, that kind of gives you our total. You know, so our total valuation for this year is $87,760,228. That is roughly 2.4 less than last year. So that means in our general fund, that's $90,000 we won't get back because we lost that in valuation. In our building fund, that's $12,000. Looking at our protested amount now, the total protested amount for all 3 counties is $16.7 million. So what does that mean as far as dollars tied up for us? That means we have roughly $628,000 tied up in protest. So it's just sitting in there. And another account that we can't use, $89,000 in our building fund. So basically what I'm having to budget less this year, if you count the loss and you count what is in protest, that's $718,662 out of our general fund that we're expecting to collect less than last year, because I don't believe that our protest taxes will be done this year, so we just won't see that money this year. Again, the building fund is $102,712. So that kind of gives you an idea of why I'm kind of worried about the budget. I don't see us losing that much money, but again, we don't know how much we will lose, and we don't know how long this will go. And obviously, they protest again next year, it starts becoming a compounded problem. So, but that's where we are, and what I'm estimating budget-wise. Don't hold me specifically to those numbers, but that's what I'm looking at. Any questions on those?
Who was the big protesters?
We had DCP courses, but the big one for Woods would be the Targa. I'll tell you, I can tell you real quick what Targa's was. 11 million for Targa, 11.1 was Targa's out of Woods County. So they were the big one out of Woods County for us. And we also hold the biggest stake in Targa as well. Like, we'll take the biggest hit between us and Alva on that deal. So they're our biggest one out of Woods County.
Okay, let me get discussion and possible action to update Waynoka Public Schools Return to Learn plan.
The changes in our Return to Learn plan was basically in our color-coded section. We basically added in there and highlighted in there that we will work with the county health department to determine what mandates are needed, and we give a list of a bunch of different mandates that could come into place. But the main thing is we specifically say in there that we'll work with the county health department to determine which one of these are needed.
Have a motion?
Move to approve the Waynoka Public Schools return to plan.
Second.
John, motion, Gary, second. How you vote, John?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, discussion and possible action on asking the State Department of Education for a waiver on 70 OS 1210-568 co-op grant for alternative education program for the 2021 school year.
You gotta do this when you have less than 10 kids.
Have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Garrett, motion.
Second.
John, second. How you vote, Garrett?
Yes.
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 Vote to approve or not to approve fundraisers request for the 2021 school year.
Move to approve. Second.
How you vote, Garrett?
Yes.
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 Discussion and possible action to declare items listed as surplus property.
I'll move to declare the bus and the books surplus property.
Second.
Garrett will second. I'll vote yes.
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 Okay, we don't need the executive session.
I don't need it unless you guys do.
Okay. Vote to approve or not to approve resignations received today.
The resignation is of Dana Cameron. She worked at our daycare facility.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second. Your motion, John, second. I vote yes.
Yes.
Vote to approve or not to approve the employment of part-time support staff for the 2021 school year.
We've got two, Kylie Core and Christy Conan. I recommend that we hire them as part-time employees pending their background check coming back to us.
What was the second one, please?
Conan, C-O-N-I-N-E. Yeah, Christy. Any questions about either one of those?
I'll make the motion to approve to hire Kylie Moore and Christie Conan.
Second. John, second. I vote yes.
Yes.
Okay, any new business?
No new business.
Any motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
John's motion. Garrett, second. How you vote, Rick?
Yes.
Yes.
You want me to just text you or something?